Today's match is brought to you by Hoover. Hoover, ahead of the rest. And presented for your enjoyment by Nissan. Come alive, come and drive Nissan. In association with NEC, Australia's future in home entertainment. And Westpac, Australia's most competitive bank. Westpac, the bank.
Very good afternoon, everyone, from the Sydney Cricket Ground, 7th Big League, round 21. It really is a delightful afternoon. The temperature in the harbour city at the moment is right on 20 degrees, absolutely ideal conditions for this afternoon's match. Before we talk about that, though, let's take a look at the league ladder as it finished up after yesterday's 5 games. Essendon on top with 72 points. They can't, of course, lose that position, and neither can Footscray lose second position. The other 3 places in the 5 can change depending on what happens next week. And down the bottom you can see the asterisks for Melbourne and the Sydney Swans. No bearing, of course, on the final 5.
Well, they move up 1 if they win, though, the Swans.
I beg yours?
So the Swans move up 1 if they win, so they would really love to go above Melbourne.
I was about to say, Bob, no bearing on the 5, but of course there's a little bit at stake insofar as pride, and that counts for a lot, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and when you're looking towards next season, I'm sure any club would like to finish off with a couple of wins.
Lou, you've been talking to some of the boys downstairs. Melbourne pretty confident.
Well, I spoke to Ray Jordan and Ron Barassi, and Ray Jordan in particular said that it's possibly the best side they've picked for the season. Of course, their form has been down the drain, we all know that, and they're pretty confident of winning this game.
Well, last week against Essendon, they were something like, I think it was 9 or 10 goals down, but they only got beaten by a couple of kicks.
And, of course, there is, when you look through the Melbourne lineup, there's quite a few good players, and, of course, I think Bob mentioned in our cross on World of Sport that Wilson won't be playing in the lineup. He is out of the team. And, of course, Bob, you've got the replacements for them now.
Yes, well, Rodney Wright was selected on the interchange, but he played in the reserves yesterday. So Burke, Gwinter, Cole and Loughett, actually Burke was also out. Gwinter, Cole and Loughett are the players to come into the side, but we're yet to see who actually takes his place on the field.
Peter, I think you'll agree that Ron Barassi, you know, even though he hasn't had great success with Melbourne, is a man full of pride, and he'd love to finish the season with 2 wins. It'd be a nice way for Barassi to go out from Melbourne.
Yes, and of course there were rumours that he was one of the coaches that Dr. Edelston is going to approach, but Barassi, of course, met Edelston a couple of weeks back and made it quite plain that he was not interested in coaching in 1986. But, Lou, everybody's got his price, hasn't he?
Well, that's right, but Barassi told me last Sunday down at World of Sport that he's not interested in coaching. He wants a complete break away from football. He'd like to freshen up and come back the year after the next in 1987. I think he'll do. He's a man of his word, Barassi.
Here come the Swans now, and of course it's a big day for Rod Carter, their fullback, and he plays his 200th senior game. We congratulate him for that. As I said, an ideal afternoon in Sydney for our match today between Melbourne and the Swans. We'll take a break and we'll be back at the SCG in just a few moments.
"8:30 Monday, something is very wrong at a big city hospital. As doctors, they had come to save lives. Now they were fighting for their own lives. Richard Woodmark, Genevieve Bujold and Michael Douglas. Coma, your Monday movie, 8:30 on 7.
I'll take 40 dozen if you get them here by tomorrow.
40 dozen cuckoo clocks in the state tomorrow? They'll be there when the order comes through and you